Bradley, an innocent man, murdered in cold blood. On this episode of Blood Murder Mystery Supreme, we will be finding out who Bradley's killer is. Using DNA from the crime scene, we will put this cold-blooded killer in jail. First up on our suspect list, we have Johnny Dogood. Johnny has never done a bad thing in his life and is an amazing father. Secondly, we have Shredding Sheen. Shredding Sheen can shred any wave that gets sent his way. Then, we have Melissa Chesapeake. Melissa is the inheritance of a lot of money from her rich as heck family. Then, we have Malik. And finally, we have Shani Shuffle. Shani is the best dancer in the entire world. So, we have taken the DNA from the crime scene, we've amplified it using PCR techniques, and we have identified the variable number tandem repeats in two different loci, or two different genes, in all of these individuals and in the two samples. So what we were looking for is for both alleles in both loci to match up with the evidence of either of these and one of these individuals right here. So, for instance, in evidence sample 2, we can see that both alleles line up with the victim in both loci, meaning that the victim likely contributed to sample 2, which distinguishes this from all the others. And for evidence sample 1, in loci 1, we can see Johnny and Malik match up with their alleles. And in loci 2, Johnny and Melissa's alleles line up with evidence sample 1. Now, for it to be significant, both loci have to be matched up. And in this case, Johnny is matched up in both loci. So he contributed to evidence sample 1, which makes him a significant suspect in that he is likely the killer because his DNA was left at the crime scene. The others can be excluded because, for instance, Sheen doesn't line up at all with evidence sample 1. Melissa only lines up at loci 2, but not at loci 1. Malik only lines up at loci 1, but not loci 2. And Shani only lines up one allele at each loci. One other significant thing to take away from this is that Malik and Shani have an allele that they share at both loci. This makes sense because Shani is Malik's mother, and Shani must donate one allele for each of Malik's genes. So it makes sense that they share one allele at each of these loci.